So say you're given a new worksheet or you're getting back into an old one you haven't been in a while. A good idea is always to see how big this worksheet actually is. And there are a few shortcuts in Excel that let you navigate through the pages faster, even when you're getting a new worksheet or continuing to work in an old one. Now, if you want to figure out where the last data set is, you can go ahead and hit Control End, and that will bring you to the furthest bottom and furthest to the right cell. As you see as we scroll down here, there's no data in there. As we scroll to the right, there's no data to the right. Now say we want to get back to the top, we can press Control Home, and this will take us to cell A1, unless there are frozen panes, and it will not take us to that. So let's go ahead and go back down to the bottom of the sheet and show you one thing you have to make note of when you're actually working in the sheet after on. That's updating the endpoint. Say I just picked this cell. I want to just run a random calculation here for my own purposes. Put that in. Now we go back to home and go back to Control N. That'll bring us to that cell. So that is the new end cell. But even if we end up erasing the cell, say this is just a back of the envelope calculation we were doing, we delete it. Go ahead and hit Control Home, get back to the top, and we'll go back to the end. You'll notice it brings us back to that cell. So it's important to know that even when you do some calculations and erase them outside of your normal data, it'll bring you to that last calculation point you did. Now, also, we'll notice here that you could see from D to L, we have a fairly large sheet, or you might not have the largest monitor, and you have quite a few columns across. Now, one of the easier ways to get through and show a screen-by-screen size is using the Alt Page Down key. Now, that will bring you over one screen to the right. So let's go back. With Alt Page Up, you notice we have A through I, and we go Alt Page Down, and now we have J through L, the rest of our sheet. Now, keeping that same thing in mind, but if we actually hit Control instead of Alt, we can go Control Page Down. That'll bring us to the right worksheet, and do alternatively Control Page Up. That'll bring us to the left of the active worksheet we're in. Now let's go back into this other worksheet. So I'll go Control Down, worksheet to the right. You'll notice that our data set's a little different. Our data set's in different groups. There's some spaces in between. Now if we want to navigate in between the data sets, say we want to go from the top right corner to the left to the bottom right corner to the bottom left corner, etc. Well, you can use the arrow keys and the Control key to go around and do this. So if we go ahead and hit Control right, it'll bring us to the furthest right data point in that data series. You'll notice this spaces makes different data series. We go ahead and Control Down. We'll go to the furthest bottom point in that cell. And you go ahead and Control Left, bring the furthest left, and up will bring us back to where we started. Now, one last thing we want to show you with navigating through is you can go to specified cells. So say I just back in the worksheet, I know I had to change some other things and say cell D55. I can go ahead, hit the F5 key. You'll get a go to box. You can go ahead, I need to go into cell D55. Go ahead, hit OK or enter. And that'll bring you to cell D55 so you can get right back to where you were working. Hopefully you found these shortcuts useful for navigating Excel sheets.